I'm clashing bacon cheeseburger and quiche together, and I give you the Carnivore Bacon Cheeseburger Quiche here on Missouri Carnivore. Welcome to the channel, folks. Back in January, I did this video right here, my go-to carnivore quiche, and it turned out really well. It turned out delicious. And the other day I was thinking it was about time to do another quiche, and I want to do something different. But I was thinking, what if you take a bacon cheeseburger and the quiche and you clash them together? Well, in this video, I'm doing that very exact same thing. I'm taking the bacon cheeseburger, the quiche, clashing it together, and making the Carnivore Bacon Cheeseburger Quiche. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do, I got a bowl here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some gloves on because I'm gonna use my hands to mix it with, because it's much easier to do the crust. So this is the ingredients for the crust. So you're gonna have 1 1/4 cup of pork panko, 1 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and I use freshly grated Parmesan. I grate it myself because I do not use the other because there's a lot of added stuff in there like cellulose and stuff you don't want to have in your cheese. So I just strictly grate my own. And crack one egg. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix it really well to incorporate it to make that pie crust for the quiche. And what you want is to have that consistency where when you do form it, it kind of forms a ball. So now I have a greased casserole dish. You can use a 9-inch, it's called for a 9-inch pie dish, but I prefer it because this is going to be more of a deep dish. If you have a 9-inch deep dish pie pan, that would work pretty good, but I'm going to use this small casserole dish because it works really well. I did it in the last video, so I'm going to use it again. So we're going to take the whole mixture and we're going to put it in there. And what I'm going to do is to form a crust. And you just smash it around until you get your crust formed. Now, since I got the crust all formed into this dish, I am going to put it in the oven. I have the oven preset for 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to put it in the oven. We're going to bake this for 12 minutes. I am going to set the microwave timer for 12 minutes. So that way I know when it's ready to pull out. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and mix the filling together. Right here I have 6 eggs. We're going to take a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. I have here 1 pound of ground beef, which I'm going to put 1/2 of it in for right now, and the other 1/2 we're going to save for the last. And then I have 8 slices of bacon that I had pre-cooked ahead of time and I chopped up, and we're going to take 1/2 of it and we're going to put it into the mixture. And we're going to save the other 1/2 towards the end. And then also we got 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. You can use whatever cheese of your choice. I'm using sharp cheddar, so we're going to put part of that in there. And then we're going to save the rest later. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix the mixture up really well. Now, since I have the filling all mixed well together and I have the crust has already been baked and it's been pulled out of the oven, before I put the filling into the crust, into the casserole dish, we're going to season it up with some salt and some garlic powder and some onion powder. But I'm going to be using the Saltr electric light, sea salt, and the Saltr ancestral seasoning organ blend that has garlic and onion in it. If you're interested in purchasing these products, go to livesaltr.com, use discount code KMC, and get 10% off of your purchase. So now let's go ahead and we're going to season to taste. Roughly about a half a teaspoon of the salt and probably about a half a teaspoon of the garlic and onion powder mix. And then we're going to mix that really well till the seasonings are well incorporated. And then we are going to take the filling and we're going to pour it into the crust. And I told you about saving the ground beef, some bacon crumbles, and the cheese to the end. What we're going to do is we're actually going to place some of the ground beef, the rest of the bacon, and the rest of the cheese for a topping. All right, make sure that's not hot still, otherwise I'm gonna have to use my heat gloves. I have the oven behind me preheated to 350. We're going to put this back in the oven bake it for 15 minutes, and then after 15 minutes we're going to reduce the temperature down to 300 and we're going to bake it for an additional 30 to 40 minutes. And then after that we are going to pull it out and let it rest for about 10 minutes, and then we will see how it come out. All right, the quiche has now been pulled out of the oven. I let it cool for 10 minutes. Now let's go ahead and cut this into 4 pieces, and we'll pull a piece out and I'll show you what it looks like. And I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of mustard. And I'm going to garnish it also with a little bit of no added sugar ketchup. This is optional if you want to do it. You don't have to. But the mustard and ketchup gives you that actual cheeseburger taste. So there you go. There it is. The Carnivore Bacon Cheeseburger Quiche. Very delicious, very appetizing, very filling. A lot of protein in it. Very low carb or zero carb at all. Like always, let's be kind, be positive, have a good attitude, and encourage and support one another. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe to Missouri Carnivore, hit that notification bell so you know when the next video comes out, and like always, make sure you comment down below that you want to try this recipe out. I will link it in the description box down below. And if you want to know, if you want to know about my original go-to carnivore quiche, check this video down below. Thanks for watching. Bon appetit.